All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad I stumbled upon Bob's Barn Jams. I'm just scratching the surface. Like, I don't know who these people are. And let's see. I'm just looking at upcoming live streams. Okay, so this is going to be live. Jesus Christ. Coming up on the 15th, the Loose Chords are there. The Michigan Mafia plays on February 22nd. The Uniquely Rogue String Band on March 1. And then there he is, March 8th, 3 p.m., Mike Pellerito, a live stream. I want you to populate this page. I don't know, man. Go to Bob's Barn Jams and subscribe so that you know when Pellerito is going live. Incredible. This is an absolute gem. I need more of these people in my life because I'm sure they all suck. There's got to be somebody who's a decent band, right? There's got to be like something that's actually normal material.
Restless partner keeping you awake at mattress.
Daniel Skaggs and the Critters. They just appeared 3 days ago. Okay. This guy looks fun. Okay, now I don't hear anything. I've got the volume up. Did they do a whole live stream without any sound? I think they did. That can't be right. That's got to be on my end, right? No, it's on their end because I went back to the first Hillbillies. So there's a chance that this critter, Daniel Skaggs and the Critters, did their whole live stream with no fucking sound. How come there isn't one guy who puts it on and says, yeah, you're there? How is that even possible? New Year's Day Neighborhood Jam. All right, this has got to be great. It's this group again. We've seen this old lady here. We've seen the dude there. He doesn't do a lot. They're getting ready. Here's a dude that was getting his shit together when Pellerito was playing. Bad hum on that.
That way you can see this pretty face, right?
Okay. I think this is like a 3-hour video, but I think they only play for like 6 minutes. Okay, I've stopped the video 4 times. And in the first hour and 7 minutes, there's been no playing. But I think they're playing now. This has got to be like, perhaps... like, I don't know, maybe it's a person with Down syndrome. I don't know how to feel about a log on the tractor, but I can't get either that or a stroke victim. Oh, satisfaction with the positive people getting on my nerves. Positive people are getting on my nerves. Take it away, Bob. Take it away, Bob. Positive people. Okay. Megan is here. She brings it all around for us. She says, being honest, I'm a fan of this place. You know this is the highlight of people's weeks/months, and it makes me happy. Makes you happy. It makes them happy. I know it makes me happy. Stevie says, yes, Bob. Please take it away. Please. Man Bun Chris says, is Easy's audio low for anyone else? Pellerito's is fine, but it's so like extreme high for him and real low for him. Don't know if it's my headphones or not. Yeah, I don't know. It feels fine on my end. Everything looks like it should be okay on my end. All right. There you go. So we can expect to see our very own Megan in the crowd at maybe one of these shows at Bob's Barn Jams. Megan, can you confirm or deny? Because you check this place out, and maybe you're like an old soul. Maybe that is something that you want to do and be associated with these disabled people and this whole type of strokey type of band sound. And if you love that, I love that. There is nothing wrong with you loving the sounds of these stroke patients perform their music. She says, I would go, but I don't want to talk shit about them. I also don't want to run in a mic and have it be weird. Well, I would never dream of having you talk shit about them. That is, not exactly your game. Your strong suit is, Meganifying everything in a good way. And, if you ran into Pellerito, that would be a nightmare for you because he's going to lump you in with me because, like, you sponsor the show, you pay attention to this show. You may not agree with everything, but you're right. It might be weird. And honestly, I wouldn't want to run into him either because if he decides that he's going to make you his hobby, you don't know where that's going to go. You might be getting the treatment of Santa Claus banging on your front door at like 10:30 at night. Man Bun Chris says, if you go, you're for sure getting followed home, randomly being in the neighborhood the next few years. Rebecca says, I could have fun being there with a lot of drinks in me. All right. So you'd have to respect the sound, though. Like when it sounds like shit, you can't say anything. It's one thing to make fun of these people here. But if we all go to Bob's Barn, you're right. What if we run into Pellerito? That's going to be so goddamn awkward. But it might be great. What about if we schedule my boxing match there at Bob's Barn and then replace the folding chairs where Mike sings when we'll have a boxing ring there? And then I can fight Zaniacs. Rebecca says you should solicit Bob's Barn for sponsorship. All right. That concludes this segment on Pellerito's singing Blues Traveler songs at Bob's Barn. Thank you, Mike, for doing this. Thank you for being so stupid to think that that sounds decent. Megan, can we agree, though, that Mike should not be singing or playing the guitar at all? I mean, I think we've got I don't think there's anybody in the audience that would say that that sounded in any way even close to being respectable. Like, if your 6-year-old kid is playing that, that flute thing that you get, it's called a recorder, and they want to play Mary Had a Little Lamb, that's more listenable than Mike on a guitar and singing at Bob's Barn. So bad. Murder Lover Linda is here. She says, maybe they'll have a Zaniac summer party at Bob's Barn, and we can all go, and it'll be a fight like West Side Story, and a musical will break out. You know, Pellerito, that when he has his I Hate Eric Zane party at his fucking farmland, when he invites all the people, all the fucking former Zaniacs? You know that when night falls and they're all stoned, he busts out the fucking guitar. You know that that's happened. I guarantee it. And everybody's like, oh, shit. Now we have to fucking act like it's good. Megan says, does Kyler still come around? That would be Kyler Wells. I haven't heard from Kyler in a while. I don't think it's anything we did. I think he's just busy. Kuiper still talks to him from time to time. Ben Weller is here. He says, is there a Zane stock? Really? Well, that's a great name for it. But Pellerito hosts an annual event. He's got this little farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. All right? And he bangs on the door of all the people that were exiled in the great Zaniac Exodus. And every year we review it. He has scarecrows made that are all over his property, and they have my face on it. He printed off my face and put them on the face of the scarecrows. Okay? And then he shot this big video, and then everybody having a good time doing stupid former Zaniac things, and God knows what else goes on there. And then that's it. This all came to fruition when I decided that I can no longer be associated with these animals, and I cast them all aside. It was a fantastic day. Rebecca says it's kind of a swingers party, and Zane is the theme. I don't know if that's true. I can't say that that's true. I don't know if there's any swinging involved, but it wouldn't surprise me if they all had to put on the Eric Zane mask, and then the women, put shit into butts. You're wondering what the hell I'm doing. I think I pulled some crazy ass muscle in my neck shoulder area, and it's bugging the shit out of me. So I'm just stretching it out. My apologies. Okay. Hi, O'Neill. What's up, big fella? By the way, a big appointment tomorrow for my heart dog here. It is another cancer visit. His cancer doctor likes to see him after every so often. And so I'm hopeful that he will have a good report card on his on how it's going, because they carefully monitor the cancer cells. And right now he is officially in remission. I talked to you about that. But it is going to come back, I was told. Multiple myeloma does not go away. And the cancer will adapt. And that's an awful thing to even think about now after we just lost Benny the one-eyed wonder dog. But of the cancers to get, this is a somewhat treatable cancer. Multiple myeloma. Responds well to the chemotherapy that he's on. So I'm looking to drop just short of another 1,000 tomorrow. Also, keep an eye out on the former Zaniacs fan page called Castaways United. Mike is liable, especially after this beating, to talk about how he wants O'Neill to die. Because he already talked about that with Benny. I fully expect that sick bastard to do that. Remember, he gets off, his words, he gets off on making people happy. He gets off on making people happy, but he is sure to do things like attack my deceased mother and hope for the death of my dog.
Something that call my hobby crazy, obsessive, what have you. I've always done nice things. I've always gotten off on the idea.
So when you say your hobby, what was your hobby? Because
my hobby, for whatever reason, became helping him succeed.
Okay.
And I discovered that he was an asshole, but it really didn't stop my hobby because I enjoyed it. I was enjoying the skills I was.
You don't have skills, Mike. There's no skills. I was enjoying my skills. I love my hobby. Badger he's writing a song called My Man, My Hobby. I don't know if I read that one already. Okay. Update on the Olympian biathlete, Sturla Holm Lagrede. He won the Olympic bronze medal. Then he was being interviewed by his country. And they said, and he said, yeah, I'm happy to win. I'm paraphrasing because it was speaking Norwegian. But, I cheated on my girlfriend, and that was a mistake, and I want her back. It was weird. It was really weird. The girlfriend has spoken out. Moments after winning, he made the emotional confession about his infidelity. It's so strange. And his lingering feelings for the former partner. Now the girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend, is speaking out. She did not give her name. She said it will be hard to forgive him for cheating on her. And she's pissed off because he turned the confession into a public moment following his medal-winning performance. And I get that. I get that. I can understand that because right away, it's already bad enough that he cheated on you. But now, one could make the argument that shining that spotlight on it almost puts her in this really not private scenario where people might be like being sympathetic to him and judging her. And she didn't do anything. Dude, by the way, has said he made a mistake by publicly talking about that. He should not have done that. I think in hindsight, because I remember talking about this yesterday, I think in hindsight, him coming out and confessing this is yet another red flag. And it's, I think, more of a telling moment that says, hey, run. Don't go back to this guy. Because it's kind of like he's using that public thing where he's crying on TV, he's gaining sympathy for his indiscretions. In a lot of ways, this could be described, in my opinion, as a manipulation of a long con, if you will, almost. Now, whether he's meaning to manipulate or not, we don't know. Like I know a couple people who manipulate all the fucking time. And under the guise of, oh, I'm just helping, or I'm just doing this, or I'm just doing that. But meanwhile, they're fucking manipulators. And then you feel like you're crazy when you bitch slap them. All right? That just happened to me recently. Somebody attempted to manipulate me again through an emotional thing. And I was like, okay, but I've built up walls, finally. And I'm like, go fuck yourself. I don't know how the fuck to get this through your stupid fucking fat head. All right? And I think this might be that. The guy realizes he fucked up. And it's one thing in private for him to say, hey, I'm sorry. And then she doesn't take him back. I don't know if it's the best thing in the world. Well, I think it is the best thing in the world for her because stay away now. If it wasn't confirmed before, it is now by this. She's probably already moved on. She's probably gotten 4 dicks. All right? Since you made it clear, she's probably made fucking videos and is going to send them to you like that scene in fucking Jarhead. Rebecca says 100% this is a manipulation. Black Belt Nick says definitely leans to narcissistic behavior. Cole says he's going to get lots of pussy from this. I do believe that, too. Bread Bull Brain Chris weighs in with, it was weird, but doing that on an international platform guarantees the next one will be lined up. A lot of women love the giant red flags, though. If Kelly Cheese didn't have El Gigante, she'd be looking up this dude. Might as well. This guy in Norway might even live closer than El Gigante. And I know this dude speaks English. All right, so it appears the chick is not. Did you hear my voice crack? It sounded like Pellerito singing. Woman said it will be hard to forgive. And she's pissed off. She says, I did not choose to be put in this position, and it hurts to have to be in it. The publication quoted her as saying, we have had contact, and he is aware of my opinion on this. Biathlete said he chose not to comment on her statements. This was his quote. 6 months ago, I met the love of my life. This is when it all went down. The world's most beautiful, sweetest person. And 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake of my life and cheated on her. He said he had disclosed the affair to her only a week earlier. In her comments to the publication, the woman expressed her gratitude to those who have helped her navigate the fallout. All right. The Norwegian team later shared a statement in which Dude conceded that bringing up his private life may have overshadowed what was meant to be a triumphant moment for Norwegian biathlon. So in Norway, biathlon is like football in the U.S. or hockey in Canada. In fact, the Norwegian team took gold, silver, bronze. They kicked ass. They're the best in the world, always. And nobody gives a shit that they ran the medals. Nobody gives a shit about the gold guy or the silver guy. No one knows his name. The only thing they're talking about is this fucking dick, narcissist, who's on TV saying, I cheated on her. Take me back. You know, I mean, come on. My apologies to Johan Olav, who deserved all the attention after winning gold. They also go to my ex-girlfriend, who unwillingly ended up in the media spotlight. I hope she is doing well. I cannot undo this, but I will now put it behind me and focus on the Olympics. He got his ass chewed out by, like, the rest of the team. That's what happened. What a dick. Yesterday, I didn't know. I had mixed feelings about it, but now I'm firmly saying this guy's an asshole. Fuck this guy. Badger says these young Olympians need to keep their mouths shut. Keep politics and personal shit out of it. I think that's actually sound advice. I think that, can you imagine working your whole life to be in the Olympics, and then you get there, and then you drop something that's out of left field, whether it's like what this guy did, or whether it's talking about something politics in the U.S. And the reason why I say that that's crazy is because you're shooting yourself in the foot. There's some real marketability to you if you go in there, succeed, you're a great story, whatever. But honestly, why risk all that? I mean, you're going to be coming back like when they used to come back from Vietnam and people at the airport would spit on the Army guys. Just don't say anything. And when they ask you about politics, just say, oh, I'm just here to talk about the Olympics. I love sports. Don't say anything. All right, so she weighed in. This is the latest video from That's Kaizen. You're like, who is That's Kaizen? This is That's Kaizen. He made some great sense the last time we played a clip from him. I forget what it was about. Oh, it was about ICE. And everybody on both sides were like, this guy he's a Harvard graduate, brilliant mind, excellent orator, and his content is always no bullshit, to the point. And in this particular clip sent by Amanda, this guy is getting into Trump posting the Obamas as apes. Okay, so I am anxious to hear how he talks about this, because he never lets down and he always makes outstanding points. I'm like, how in the world can he possibly make a point pertaining to this and spin this to be, because in my opinion, everybody should be letting Trump have it. I don't think That's Kaizen thinks so. Let's take a listen to what he says.
Just posted a video to his account that has the Obamas depicted as monkeys. Now, I'm black. Surprise! So yeah, my first reaction was the same as yours. What the f-? Then I did some research. Trump's account posted a 60-second video about voting. At the very end, for less than a second, a completely different video appears, one depicting politicians as animals. That second video has nothing to do with the first. Someone screen recorded the first video, the platform auto-played the next one, and they didn't cut it out. They were careless. This happens to me constantly as a content creator. Try it right now. Screen record a social media video on your phone. Watch what happens when it ends. The second video was made by some random person on the internet who was thoughtless at best and racist at worst. But I don't think Trump's team even meant to include it. More likely, someone got sloppy with a screen recording. That's what happens when a staffer posts 60 times in a night. Now, as a person with a right-wing bias, it would be convenient.
I don't buy that. I don't buy any of that, because that's not the way it looked. When you clicked on the video, there wasn't anything like he just described at the beginning of it. It was the first thing you saw was the Obamas at the beginning of it. What the fuck is he watching?
To be quiet. But as a black person, it would also be convenient to be outraged. I'm not going to do either. I was emotional, but then I slowed down, calmed down, and took my time. Now, the White House did say it was an error by a staffer, but their first response was Caroline Leavitt dismissing it as fake outrage. That's not accountability. Real accountability sounds like, this was careless, we understand the sensitivity, and we're sorry. And we desperately need leaders owning their mistakes. Now, elected leaders are accountable.
Okay, this is all bullshit. All of this. Because the video that they showed didn't show 60 seconds of video and then it rolled into the next video of that video. That didn't happen. What happened was the video was posted and you could see the thumbnail of monkeys with Obama's faces on it. And then that was the first thing on the video. The video plays, the video ends. What he is saying is actually not what happened. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
But we are too. Predictably,
so that means all of the shit that he's saying, I'm not even going to pay attention to it. It's wrong. It's wrong. That's not what happened. I don't know where he got that from. Because I have done that, where I've screenshot a video and then you have to clean it up. And it's simple to do. But the fact that he's suggesting that they screen recorded one whole video and then it segues into the next one and they just played them and then no one noticed and they said, yeah, let's just post that. I just don't buy that. I just don't buy that. And I didn't know that he admitted that he leans right all the time, which now I'm like, all right, okay. He has made sense in the past, but he did not there. That sucked. All right. Hello to some sponsors. Hello today to Frank Fuss. Frank, of course, from My Policy Shop Insurance. Now, he is a licensed independent insurance agent / broker He's the absolute best. So if you have your insurance through the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare, well, you're paying a lot more for your insurance. So you have to update your policy. You might have to make it so it's a little higher deductible because what you were paying before is now 3 times the cost. So make some changes. You're going to have to, or else you're out. Now, I don't suggest just abandoning your insurance, but you do need to make some changes in order to stay insured and keep it affordable. Frank can help you every step of the way. Go to appointmentwithfrank.com. That is appointmentwithfrank.com. All right. Amanda is here. She says, not sure what you are unsure of, but I'll have to go back and listen since I just got here. Yeah, the video that Kaizen said, that's Kaizen, said the White House posted one thing, but that's not true. Whatever it is he said on that video is not accurate. And that's bumming me out because I look to him for wisdom. Anyway, thanks for being here. And thanks for sending that. I appreciate that. Also, thanks to TC Paintball. You can find them at tcpaintballgr.com. Rick from TC is all over there. And if you want to book a paintball adventure, head to their website, tcpaintballgr.com. They'll get you set up right away. They are the absolute best. You're playing indoors, you're playing outdoors, and you're doing great things. Reach out to them at tcpaintballgr.com. Amanda says he said that the whole video was posted previously somewhere for voting, but it caught another vid after that. No, that didn't happen. When the one on Trump's page didn't have the voting vid at the beginning of it. It started with the Obamas. That's what showed up on Trump's page. So I don't know where people are getting this thing about Trump posted the voting video. No one saw it that way. Either way, it's terrible. Okay. Speaking about sponsors, thank you to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EVs, 616-532-6600. That's 616-532-6600, ervines.com. That's ervines.com. They are the best. They've got free loaner cars, too. How about that? Head over there, book an appointment for your loaner car, and you are in business. Bread Bull Brain Chris is here. He says, look at that face, Darla. Hi. Yeah, she likes to have these little stare downs here. She's quite photogenic, too, you know. She's just a cute baby. All right, I'll get to the rest of the sponsors later on. Jon Stewart had a field day with the All-American halftime show, which was a huge pile of shit. This is his monologue the other day talking about it on the Daily Show.
There's got to be something else worth missing out on Bad Bunny for. In this country nowadays. Wait. It isn't? What exactly is so hard about being country nowadays?
I just want to catch my fish, drive my truck, drink my beer.
If you are who this guy is, and all these people laughing at you, I mean that's got to be a bad feeling.
So far, it sounds relatively easy. Am I missing a heavier lift?
I just want to cut my grass, feed my dogs, wear my boots.
Sir, again, I must insist. All of these seem like achievable goals. I mean, you're wearing boots right now.
Okay. That is funny. Jason writes, this song legit sounds like it's from South Park. Someone says, it's literally this song. Bo Burnham's country song still paying dividends to this day with this nonsense. I don't think I know this bit.
Modern country music, what is called stadium country music, the sort of Keith Urban brand of country music, is that it is not honest. It is the exact opposite of honest.
Where instead of people actually telling their stories, you got a bunch of millionaire metrosexuals who've never done a hard day's work in their life, but they figured out the words and the phrases they can use to pander to their audience, and they list the same words and phrases off sort of Mad Lib style in every song, raking in millions of dollars from actual working class people. You know the words, you know the phrases like a dirt road, a cold beer, a blue jeans, a red pickup, a rural noun, simple adjective. No shoes, no shirt, no Jews, you didn't hear that. Sort of a mental typo. I walk and talk like a field hand, but the boots I'm wearing cost $3,000. I write songs about riding tractors from the comfort of a private jet. I could sing in Mandarin, you still know I'm pandering. Hunting deer, chasing trout, a Bud Light with the logo facing out. Hear that subtle mandolin? That's textbook pandering. I own a private ranch that I rarely use. I don't like dirt. One verse, one chorus in the bag. Now it's time to talk to the ladies. I'm hoping my southern charm offsets all these rapey vibes I'm putting out. Good girl in a straw hat with her arms out in a cornfield. That is a scarecrow. Thought it was a human woman. Sorry. A cold night, a cold beer, a cold jeans. Strike that last one. I'm whacking you. I hope you're feeling me. Subtextually, we go to bed.
All right, that's enough. Can only go so far. Still funny. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, I can sing in Mandarin, but no, I'm still pandering. Amanda says, I love Bull Burnham. Man Bun Chris says, why is he singing about Zaniacs? Man Bun Chris says, yes, I was hoping you saw this. Rebecca says, it doesn't matter if it was an accidental clip. As a government official or representative, you're responsible for the entirety of what you post. Yeah, there is no defending that racism. Your feed is curated by you. The algorithm shows you similar content to what it knows you like. And, yeah. So, at the end of the day, in my opinion, Trump should not have taken that down. Because he needs to be pandering to the hillbillies that Bo fucking Burnham was singing about. It doesn't surprise anybody. All right. Meanwhile, Bad Bunny gets accused of dividing the country, and the president posts pictures of the Obamas as apes. Oh, okay. All right, great. I don't know if you have been following the story. It was some time ago, a mom in Detroit. The kid had ADHD, her child. The kid is now deceased. Young kid has ADHD and I guess sleep apnea, which I thought was, I don't know, maybe the kid might have been fat. That happens to a lot of overweight people. They can't breathe at night or they stop breathing, sleep apnea. Well, she heard through whatever that there's a company that they take your kid or anybody and they put him in what's known as a hyperbaric chamber. Picture vision in that glass coffin from the Avengers movies. I don't know what goes on inside of a hyperbaric chamber, but I think it has something to do with a lot of oxygenated air or whatever the fuck. But somehow, and mom is in the room where the hyperbaric chamber is, and something goes wrong. Now, supposedly this is supposed to help ADHD and sleep apnea. I don't know. I remember hearing that Steve Eiserman used to go into a hyperbaric chamber to speed up healing. And I think Michael Jackson, he would go into a hyperbaric chamber. Rebecca, oh my God, Rebecca for a living used to operate a hyperbaric chamber. She was the one. Well, this hyperbaric chamber, the mom is there, and then she's looking at the kid in the hyperbaric chamber, and then all of a sudden, the hyperbaric chamber is full of fire. And something ignited the hyperberries. And that's what she writes. Spark in chamber, big boom. It explodes. This kid is burning. He's dead. The mom does what moms do, springs into action, trying to save her child. She's badly injured. It was a huge news story. What the fuck could have happened? Well, now the state of Michigan, the attorney general, has said this was such gross incompetence that there are now murder charges. 4 people, after grand jury testimony, are being indicted for murder. Not manslaughter, murder. The owner and 3 employees of what's known as the Oxford Center are facing trial after a 5-year-old only a 5-year-old, was undergoing that treatment. It happened in 2025. The Oxford Center owner, Tamela Peterson, safety manager Jeffrey Mosteller, Gary Markin, and one other are being charged with 1 count of second-degree murder, a potential life offense, or alternatively 1 count of involuntary manslaughter, a 15-year felony. My God. The one other person was bound over for a manslaughter charge. They were all announced. They were first announced as possibly happening last year, but now after a grand jury has investigated it, they've said, all right, this is absolutely going forward. When professionals entrusted with the care of our children abandon the standards meant to keep them safe, they must be held accountable, said Nessel. I am relieved that this case will proceed to trial, where we will continue to pursue justice for Thomas and his family. A trial date has not been set. Can you imagine the amount of dollars that will change hands here between this company and whoever insures them and the family of the deceased? I mean, there is, wow. There's no dollar amount that is too low for this, right? I'm guessing that if you're the family, ultimately your lawsuit is going to be against as many people as you can possibly think. You can sue who owns a building. You can sue the company itself. You can sue whoever made the equipment. You can sue the people individually. There are so many things you can sue for here. We are talking hundreds of millions of dollars changing hands. Rebecca says there's a chance I was involved in treating him if he went to Metro. Can you tell me how in the world this is even possible to happen? Rebecca says the pre-treatment safety checklist is intense. No lotion, no body oil, no hair care products. You're only wearing clothes provided by the facility so we can control what it's washed with. Megan says, how do they keep the shocks away in the wintertime? Obviously, that could be deadly in there. They wear a grounding bracelet that plugs into the inside of the chamber that will discharge the spark through the line and outside the chamber. Holy shit. Good God. That's one of those things where it's like how precarious life is and how in a flash everything can go haywire. Just like that. Rebecca says gross negligence. I saw the safety reports that they released to the public. It was horrifying. Ugh, God. Yeah, you never unsee that. You never fully recover from that. Holy shit. That might be up there with Bumblebee Tuna Guy. And let's just hope that this was a quick thing for that little buddy. There's a local kid who doesn't live far from me who is in deep shit. Okay? He went to Alabama. Here he is playing football for the local football team. This is a picture of him right here. He goes to a gun show last year, and he goes to buy a pistol, and he gets robbed and shot. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. First, he was in Alabama. Actually, he wasn't. He was there for a sports training program, and he went to legally buy a gun he had found for sale online. And he was robbed and shot. He spent days in the hospital in Alabama before returning to West Michigan. Somehow, I don't know if it was based on that, but the U.S. Attorney's Office started to investigate this kid. And I don't know if it was related to him getting shot or what. But they discovered that this kid, this Ethan Carter, that he gave another person one of those things that you put onto your pistol to turn your pistol into a fucking machine gun. These things are incredible. It's like a cheap-ass small part that you somehow fit onto the pistol, and you pull the trigger once, and in an instant, 16 rounds are gone in 1 second. It's literally... It's incredible. I'd look it up and show you, but there'll probably be feds at my door. The authorities searched his home weeks later, and I don't know why they felt compelled to do that, and they found 6 more machine gun conversion devices and a Glock pistol with one of those devices installed. All right, this is a problem. And this all happened days after he was shot multiple times in Birmingham, Alabama. I don't know if they had been aware that and then these two moments, the search and the shooting, happened kind of like independent of each other. But my God, people living in our at-risk neighborhoods already know how machine gun conversion devices have made gun violence much worse. We are doing all we can to find and stop the people who possess and sell this equipment. Now, let me just say this. I would be lying if I said I did not want to try shooting one of these pistolas with a conversion device on it. I won't. They're illegal. I wouldn't do that. But they are fucking cool. Sentencing is scheduled for June 9 because dude has pled. He's pleading guilty. He pleads guilty to possessing and transferring a machine gun, and I think this might be a bummer for him. He faces up to 10 years in prison for this. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. He'll probably get some time for sure, even if it is just his first offense. Here he is. He's fucking 20 years old, or 19. You asshole. It's a Glock switch. Glock redesigned their platform to make California happy so the switches won't work. New switches were designed in less than 48 hours. Do you have one, Cole? Do you have one of those Glock switches? You shouldn't have one of those if you do. He says, no. Good. You're lying. I know you do. When it comes to bad deaths, don't forget about Deep Fryer Guy. I don't remember Deep Fryer Guy. Oh, that was just the other day. Olive Garden Deep Fryer Guy. Rebecca says about hyperbaric chamber, I could write a dissertation on it, Megan. You can ask as many questions as you'd like. Hi, O'Neill. I'll be done soon. And it was painful. His lungs would have burnt on the inside while he's outside. While his outside is also on fire. Ugh. And there's no quick exit from a chamber. It takes roughly 1 minute to emergency decompress the chamber. And even if the kid had survived the fire, his lungs would be collapsed by rapid decompression and his eardrums would have been ruptured. Oh, fuck. Red Bull Brain Chris says Glock switches are for gang banger types. So, are you saying black people? All right. Thank you, as always, to Merchant Automotive. You can find them online at merchant-automotive.com to repair your diesel engine with a Duramax engine or an Allison transmission. Come here. Merchant-automotive.com. Boy, do I need a haircut. King's Room Barbershop is where I go. 3 locations, Northland Drive, Caledonia, and at 821 36th Street in Wyoming, Michigan. Website is kingsroom.net. Haircuts are $21. Mention me when you go to one of the 3 locations. 18 if you are active or retired military. Just tell them when you get your haircut. And please support the sponsors, like Kuiper Tree Care. If you're getting rid of a tree, if you're grinding up the stump, they'll do it for you. Kuiper Tree Care, online at KUIPER, KuiperTreeCare.com, or 616-828-8225. Call or text Kuiper Tree Care. They're the best. We have the asshole of the day. Who is it going to be? Chris says, "Not gangbangers are assholes." That's true. Yesterday, we put Pellerito down as the asshole of the day when he announced that I was his hobby and he was obsessed with his hobby and he gets off on his hobby. Today's asshole of the day. It's a long one. Now, I want to make sure you know this because I don't want to offend anybody who is a current hyperbaric chamber operator. But the 4 ones involved with the death of that 5-year-old, hyperbaric chamber operators are the assholes of the day. Somebody nominates Pellerito's singing voice as the asshole of the day. Holy shit, that was so bad. My God. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. As always, you guys are the best. Reminder, there is no Big Broad Week because of the schedule, but we'll be back next week with it. So if you listen to Free Beer and Hot Wings, send us your tips of shitty moments that we can review. Thank you so much for being here, folks. Talk to you later on the Patreon. Bye-bye.